Okay, let me lay this thing out really simply. At the end of the year, all the Bush tax cuts expire. So do Obama's cuts to the Social Security payroll tax, the 2% cut. So, working people will see their Social Security or their payroll tax go up by 2%, as it was up until a year and a half or so ago. And by the way, that helps fund Social Security, so it's a good thing that that tax goes back where it was. If we want to put that, up to $2,000 a year for somebody making $110,000 a year, if we want to put that back into their paychecks, give them a 2% tax credit. That's easy. But in any case, those tax cuts are going to go. They're going to go away. Let them go. Now, what is the advantage to the president of negotiating with John Boehner? My understanding of the Democratic argument, big D, Democratic Party argument, is that there are two advantages to the president negotiating with Boehner now. One is that if he can get Boehner to call for a vote and he can get the Republicans, or even a small handful of them, enough that along with the Democrats it passes in the House of Representatives, to pass a tax cut for average working people that doesn't include a tax cut for millionaires and billionaires, effectively that's a tax hike, and Grover Norquist's head will explode. That's one benefit. In other words, the president will look like he won something to the low information voters in America who decide elections. The second reason, and perhaps this is the more important one, is that sometime in the spring, the federal government is going to run out of borrowing authority. We won't be able to pay our bills anymore. Doesn't mean we can't. We could easily raise tax. I mean, America's an incredibly wealthy nation. We have, 60, 70, $80 trillion worth of wealth in this country. It's mind-boggling. Some people think that the wealth of the United States is well over $100 trillion if you include things that aren't, quantifiable as part of the business and governmental infrastructure of the country. What is the value of the Grand Canyon? So it's not like, we're going broke. We're not. It's not like we're in trouble. We're not. It's not like we can't borrow money. We can easily. In fact, interest rates have never been lower, or not in my lifetime. Maybe they were when I was born or something, in 1951, but they're not now. I mean, they're that low now. They're not high now. But there's this ceiling, this debt ceiling. And Boehner says, we'll take that off the table for a year if you'll play nice with us now. Well, first of all, I don't believe the man. He's a liar. Secondly, and more importantly, the debt ceiling is not, the Republicans are going to try and tell you that raising the debt ceiling means the president can spend more money. It doesn't. Raising the debt ceiling does not authorize a single penny of additional expenditures in the United States. Instead, what it authorizes is that we pay the bills that the Republicans have already run up. With George Bush's war in Iraq, George Bush's war in Afghanistan, George Bush's massive tax cut for millionaires and billionaires, and George Bush's addition of pharmaceuticals to Medicare as Part D, forcing the government not to negotiate, or forbidding the government, saying to Medicare employees, if you try to negotiate with the drug companies and get a better deal and lower prices, you go to jail. Or you get fired at the very least. Okay, so all raising the debt ceiling does is it lets Congress, or lets the executive branch actually makes the payments. Congress authorizes them. Congress authorizes the executive branch to pay its bills. Bills that were run up by Congress, mostly by Republicans in Congress. And the Republicans are saying, we're gonna invoke this 1917 law, this so-called debt ceiling, that says that Congress has to authorize itself. It has to authorize the executive branch to pay the bills that Congress already incurred. Well, let me read to you from the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. This is the fourth article, fourth section of the 14th Amendment. Now, keep in mind, what the Republicans are saying is what the debt ceiling does, not the Republicans, here's what the debt ceiling does is it prevents us from paying our bills. Bills that have already been run up. Services already delivered. We already bought that F-35. Now we have to pay Boeing or Fairchild or whoever makes it. I don't know. And if the Republicans say, no, we're not going to negotiate with you, then they don't get paid. In other words, the full faith and credit of the United States is called into question. We're deadbeats. That's what the debt ceiling is all about. If we hit the debt ceiling, we become deadbeats. Section 4. This is the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. This is the Constitution. This is the highest law of the land. The validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned. You get that? Shall not be questioned. But the Republicans want to stand on the floor of the House of Representatives and say, we question whether we can pay these bills. We're invoking the debt ceiling. All Obama has to do is say, I'm going to direct the Treasury Department to pay these damn bills. And if you guys don't like it, sue me. And 2 years from now, we'll have this fight in front of the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, I realize the Supreme Court's pretty good at twisting themselves in pretzels to give right-wingers what they want. Look at Citizens United. Look at Heller and McDonald. Look at the decisions that said that in the Second Amendment, which says, in order to maintain a well-regulated militia, that being necessary for the freedom of a free state or the security of a free state or whatever the phrase is, the right to bear arms, blah-de-blah. Somehow in that, having a free state because we have a well-regulated militia, somehow in that they discovered this little gem that says that you as an individual have a right to own an AR-15. Really? Now, I get it that the Supreme Court has twisted the Constitution in knots over and over and over again throughout its history, which is why they never should have been. Jefferson in 1803, when they took the power to do that in the Marbury versus Madison case, Jefferson should have jumped down their throat. He tried to, verbally. He didn't have a legal basis to do it, though, because he'd won the case. And they didn't do it again until 20 years after he was out of office. 30 years. 40 years after he was out of office. The second time that they did it was Dred Scott, 1856. Thomas Jefferson had been dead for 30 years, nearly 30 years. But in any case, the president can simply say, debt ceiling, I can't think of something that's onomatopoeia, debt ceiling, mushmealing or something. There's got to be some cute saying that he could say that's the equivalent of, put it where the sun doesn't shine. And we're going to pay the bills. You guys don't like it, sue me. It's just that simple.